Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Shady Elkassas, the Director of Innovation at Al-Ittihad National Private School, Al Ain. And today we're going to discuss some wonderful features provided by Schoology. Schoology is one of the amazing learning management system, and it is being used in our school to provide students with all the support related to resources, assessment, and all the other activities related to education in the hybrid learning systems. Today we are going to talk about specific feature of Schoology, and today we are going to talk about how to create an aligned assignment. In order to create an aligned assignment, and I mean by aligned assignment, it's an assignment that is being assessed according to clear criteria, objectives, or standards. It is really important to assess students, but also it is really important and more important to assess students against clear learning objective standards. So in order to do that, first of all, we go to the normal adding resource option, which is in here, and then you can add a test or a quiz. So adding a test and a quiz, you need to call it, let's say we are going to call it test 3. This is the maximum points that you can assign to your students. So let's say it is 30 marks, and then submit. And now you have created the basic outline of your quiz or a test. Now it is time to add questions. And adding questions, you might add questions with different types: true or false, multiple choices, ordering, short answers, fill in the blanks, matching, or from a question bank that you have. Let's say that we are going to have a true or false question. So by adding this, you will be having a customized platform in here, so you can write your question, anything. Let's say that we are going to tackle this topic: Newton's second law is describing the relationship between power and energy. So this is a true or false question. Of course, this is a false answer, so I'm going to choose the correct answer is false. If I wanted to a correction, I can do that, but we're not going to do that once it is a test or a quiz. And the grading points in here, it is 1. So till this moment, I just created one question. And I believe that most of us know how to do that. But the tricky part in here is how to align this question to standards or objective. This wonderful feature is a magical one. So by clicking on the align feature, which is in here, align feature is going to give you a lot of options where you can align your test or quiz to clear and specific learning objectives or standards. You have here learning, custom learning objectives, if you wanted to add yours, common core for English and math, and we have literacy, common core standards, next generation science standards, and other standards are here. Let's say that we need to custom our learning objectives. So I want to measure my students' abilities in meeting my learning objectives in 3 basic dimensions. So let's say that I want to measure my students' abilities to meet these learning objectives according to 3 main pillars: knowledge, skills, and reasoning. In order to do that, we need to custom the learning objectives. I would click in here, and then you can custom the objectives from 3 main resources: personal, if you created your own; group, if your group or your department created their own; and the school, if the school created their own objectives bank. So let's say that we're going to do this by group. I am heading a specific department, and I have common objectives that I want the department to share. This means that I need to have a group. So first of all, before doing anything, you need to go and create a group for your department. In order to do that, we need to go to Schoology in here. This is the main interface. Go to groups, and then you need to create a group. These are your groups. You can join a group, or create your own. So we are going to create our own group by clicking in here. You can, let's say, Arabic department, description if you want to add, privacy, do you want all the school to access it, custom, specific group, so it is a specific group, is it invite only or you want everyone to access it, open to anyone, and the category in here, you can choose any category for your group. Let's say that it is an advising group, anything, and then click create, and you will find that you have a group. This is your group. Now inside your group, let's go to groups again. Now I have created this previously. Let's say that I will go to my group in here, and I want to create my objective. You need to find the resources tab, which is in here, and you will find that the resources tab has both options, or has two options. The usual one, which is adding folder, assignment, task, quiz, and so on. But the new wonderful feature in the resources tab is the options. In the options, by clicking enable objectives, you can add your own objectives. So enabling the objective, click enable, and then you will be having different options for adding your learning objectives. By going to learning objectives, of course, these are objectives I have added earlier, but let's say that I don't have these objectives. So how can I add new objectives? By going to the group in here, I will add a learning objective. I can add standards, common core standards, and GSS standards, or state standards, or I can custom my own. And this is the one that we're going to choose. So by customizing our objectives, I can write the objective and the description. So if you have 5 objectives, 6 objectives for the test, you are going to do this 6 times or 5 times, depending on the number. There is another easier way to add your objectives, and it is done by importing a folder. So by importing a folder that contains all of your objectives, all what you need is an Excel sheet. So in order to do that, let's go to the Excel sheet, and I'll show you how we're going to create an Excel sheet with all of our objectives. So this is an empty Excel sheet, a normal one, and I'm keeping my objectives in here. So I will take them and I will copy them to the Excel sheet in here, and I will call this objectives, and I will call this description. So I have this objective and description. Let's say that the description is going to be knowledge or skill, which is SK. In here, knowledge, skill, reasoning. Looking at your objectives, and you will figure out which one is related to skill, which one is related to knowledge, and highlight the description in here. By finishing this, before saving this, you need to save the Excel sheet into another format. So you need to click Save As, or if you are using Windows, you can click on F12. And you will find out that you can change the extension into CSV format. Click in here, and then you can also choose the location. I'm going to choose my desktop, and objective, let's say science test, and I will save it in here. You will get a message, ignore it, and now I will go back to Schoology. I will upload the file, which is attached in here on desktop, objective for the science test. I will upload it. It will give me a message of the completion of the upload. Upload the file, and you will find that he's going to tell you which one is the objective, which one is the description, preview, and here we go. These are your objectives and the descriptions. You will confirm it is importing, and here you have your objectives. So now, by going again to our test, adding the questions, click align. I want to align my own objectives in here into my customized learning objectives. It is not personal, it is in a group. I will choose group, science department, and here we go. These are your objectives. Choose any one you want. So let's say that this is related to knowledge. So I will click knowledge. It might tackle more than an objective, so you click the objectives you want. So I will add the learning objective and I will create the question. Once you create the question, you will find your question, the answer, the point, and the objective. Finally, once you preview your test, you will find that once they submit their answers, they will find that the test is aligned according to clear objectives, so you can count the knowledge part, skill part, reasoning part. It will be easy for us to find out the pillars that we are assessing our students against. This was Shady Elkassas, the Director of Innovation at Al-Ittihad National Private School. Thank you for watching.